When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
About the government shutdown in the U.S. Imagine you worked for the tax man, the IRS, but furthermore, imagine you were a tax man, a lawyer for the IRS. What would you be doing right now? Well, the government is shut down. Kicking up your legs, catching up on soap opera episodes, or starting a hot dog stand. That is what we'll discuss here with foreign correspondent Tony Five from London, England. Tony, welcome in.
David, a lover of the IRS and a lover of hot dog, David. This story is right up my street, my friend.
Are you a hot dog fan? Do you even have hot dogs in the UK?
We have hot dogs. I think you've always told me whenever I come to New York to avoid those yellow and blue stalls, but they're kind of iconic, right? You don't really know if they're pork or not. But I guess, yeah, I do like a hot dog, actually.
It's because they're usually beef is why you don't know if they're pork or not. But, I like a street hot dog. But I like one from a vendor that has multiple vendors, because if it's a one-off, you never can trust it, right? I mean, who knows what's going on. I have a weak stomach. My girlfriend has a stronger stomach, so she enjoys street meat of all varieties. I'm not against it. I think it's delicious, but I get a stomachache so easily. I got to go with like a chain, basically.
So who would you go for? Who's your hot dog of choice?
I mean, they don't sponsor this show, but maybe we could pick one up. I do like a Nathan's. I got to say, Nathan's is a popular one. Yeah, that would be my go-to, I would say.
Nathan's. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the terminology of serving a hot dog is slinging a hot dog. Did you know that?
I did not. I'm not a hot dog aficionado. Okay.
Well, I am. And this guy is a lawyer for the IRS. He writes tax regs, and he's wearing a suit and tie, working his hot dog stand, and his motto is the only honest ripoff in DC.
I like that this guy was a tax lawyer for the government, but his dream was to, some people dream big. Like, I want to be the UN General Secretary. I want to be in the most famous band in the world and get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I want to make $1 billion. This guy's dream, hot dog cart. And he's living his dream because of the government shutdown.
Well, he got the permits because apparently he has to have all the permits in September. And then he was furloughed, I think, because of what's happening in the US in October, I believe. And now he's doing it 7 days a week. And he said, even if he does go back to work, he's still going to do it sort of at the weekends and, in his spare time, which, you know what? Good luck to the guy. He's living his dream, David. Now, his dream is not our dream, but his dream is good.
I don't know. I think it kind of sounds fun. I mean, there's got to be a real slog to it. Like, there's got to be a real grind to running a food cart that isn't easy. But talking to strangers who are coming up to you on the street and excited about eating hot dogs, it does seem, and maybe it's only fun for 5 minutes. Maybe, to do it every day is a horrible job. I don't know. But it does seem kind of fun. Like, I kind of get why this guy who's a tax lawyer, which I got to say doesn't sound like the most interesting career one could choose, would have a lot of fun doing this.
Well, he reckons he sells about 50 hot dogs a day. So he's obviously not doing it for the money. I'm assuming he makes a lot of money for the IRS. And this is kind of a folly for him. So he's quite happy to kind of do it and enjoy his life. It's kind of like what we do, right? Like just doing something for the love of doing it. But he mentioned things, David, that I have no idea about in this report. RC Cola. Never heard of it. Don't know what it is.
It's a type of cola, like a Coke or a Pepsi. It's a type of cola. It's just a different brand. It's pretty good, I guess. I mean, I don't really think it is any different than the others, but I'm not a big cola lover.
Okay, moon pies.
Ah, the moon pie. I feel like that is definitely something you do not have in the U.S. We had something similar in Canada called the Joe Louis, but it's basically like a chocolate-covered round Twinkie with cake on either side and icing in the middle. It's delicious. I mean, it's total junk, but it's delicious.
Never had a moon pie. And again, we don't have RC Cola. When I first read it, I thought he was talking about a remote control cola. Like somehow this cola bottle was on wheels and it was like a really trick thing that they did for hot dog vendors. But yeah, fair enough. I mean, your country and the country surrounding you is absolutely crazy at the moment. So brilliant.
I think it's like a Southern thing, moon pies, because I don't know that I've ever seen one sold in a store, and I've only had one when I was like in the South on vacation. I've never seen one growing up in Canada, but definitely we have confections that are like the moon pie. We have the half moon, but that's not covered in chocolate. That's just a half cake with icing or marshmallowy filling, and then look at us just debating international snacks.
International yeah. But I mean, the best thing he's got on his menu, the shirt off my back, David.
That is something he does on his back. And he just has two types of hot dogs. One was called the correct hot dog, which I assume...
No, the only choice, correct hot dog and drink. So it's the only choice, meaning it's his hot dog with sauerkraut
and mustard.
And mustard, right? He doesn't like it any other way. So he's almost dictator-like in his hot dog selling. And you briefly went over it, but the shirt off my back is on his menu, and it means if you give him $1,000, he will strip half naked, take the shirt off his back, give it to you, call it a day, and walk home.
I feel like a major media outlet covered this guy. I feel like people are going to go to his hot dog cart and buy the shirt off his back for $1,000.
I mean, good for him. He's a tax lawyer, and he sounds quite smart about it, doesn't he?
And in case you're wondering, when I say major media outlet, I'm not talking about our coverage on this show.
We are not major, we are not media, and we're barely an outlet, David.
But we test amazingly well in the demographic of my mother when she decides to turn her radio on. We do amazing in that demographic.
And held comatose victims in hospitals with a broken radio.
That too. We test amazing in all demographics that involve broken radios set to this station on at the time that we're on. Test amazingly. It's almost like they never shut it off. Our next story is a fun one, although it does make you think. The state of Ohio is attempting, I think there's a law that lawmakers want to pass, we'll see what happens, to ban AI marriages.
Yes.
But when mommy and daddy love each other, they can get married. How come when mommy and the cyborg love each other, they can't get married? This is a real damaging law for robot rights, I would say.
Okay, is it a joke? Because the guy's called Thad Claggett, right? Fake name. The House bill, David, is called 469. 100% this is not true. And he mentions Optimus Prime in his official sort of statement, saying, we're not talking about Optimus Prime walking down the aisle to Here Comes the Bride. That's not what we're talking about here.
Then what are they talking about?
So he was kind of like, there's a legal loophole, and it's basically to stop AI from taking on sort of jobs and roles and responsibilities that a spouse would have, right? So you have it there like power of attorney, so being able to make medical decisions on behalf of the partner. I know I have.
Who would consult a chatbot to make medical decisions about their partner? Actually, don't answer that question, because I'm sure there's people out there that would.
Well, they are, because, I mean, think about it like this, right? You don't have somebody, right? If you don't have a partner, you don't have family, and you do want something to make these decisions on your behalf, and you think, well, something sentient, and they believe that AI might be able to do it. There are people that take AI medical advice deadly seriously, and to the point where chatbots have been tied actually to suicides and sort of really sort of criminal behavior where they've said stuff like that. But yeah, I can imagine that's why he's doing it, and it's meant to close that loophole.
Well, when mommy loves a cyborg, she can no longer marry him in Ohio. And I do agree this story sounds strange because the politician responsible for trying to pass this law is named Thad Claggett.
David, I would like to reach out to Thad and to all the Claggett family to come on this show. If we can't get Thad on this show, why bother have this show, David?
I agree. I mean, he looks pretty normal, I guess. He's like middle-aged white guy, glasses, you know, he's a Republican, whatever. But Thad Claggett, he is a representative in Ohio who does not want a robot deciding when you should live, which you know what? I got to agree with the guy on this point.
I agree with him, and I'd gladly talk to him about AI and the benefits of marrying my toaster.